Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Anonymous Neet Aspirant. In the previous video, we were reading the chapter Plant Kingdom. Let's just continue from where we left. We were done with the introduction of Plant Kingdom, algae. We thoroughly learned about these diagrams. We learned about chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, and rhodophyceae. Now we are supposed to begin with the topic bryophytes. So let's just begin this topic right away. Okay, as far as bryophytes is concerned, bryophytes they include mosses as well as liverworts. Okay, and they are found commonly growing in moist shaded areas in the hills. Okay, so they are divided into two categories, which is mosses and liverworts, and the areas wherein they are seen are generally moist and shaded, and they are found on hills. Okay, now we have some diagrams in the beginning of this topic itself. Let's discuss these diagrams one by one. The first diagram that we come across is both point A and B. The options both A and B, they are liverworts. Okay, liverworts, and more specifically marchantia. Okay, whereas C and D, they are mosses. All right, and let's look at the marchantia one first. Okay, now it says A is female thallus, so A is female thallus and B is male thallus. So this is male thallus. Let's look at them in a zoomed manner. So if we look at the marchantia, which has the female part, the female organ, you'd see that the flower like structure is rather, you can say, it is more organized and pretty. So therefore, that's how I remember it, that therefore it is female marchantia, and therefore it is archegoniophore, whereas the other one is enteridiophore. Other than that, we have gemmacarps, which has gamete, which in turn are multicellular or sexual, you can say organs, or which basically helps in asexual reproduction. We have rhizoids also. So this is what marchantia looks like, and it comes under liverworts. Moving ahead, we have mosses. The first moss that we have with us is Phaneria. The way I've remembered its name is by the F that it forms in this manner. This is Phaneria. Phaneria, as you can see, it has two parts to its body, which is sporophyte and gametophyte. The sporophytic part has capsule, seta, and foot should also be there, as it is mentioned in the text. Whereas the gametophytic part, it has leaves. These are the leaves. It has main axis and rhizoids. Alright, so this is Phaneria, which is a moss. Along with Phaneria, we also have Sphagnum. Sphagnum has branches such as these. These are the branches that Sphagnum has. The longer branch that you see is entheridial, or the male branch, whereas these smaller leaf-like appendages that you see, they are archegonial branch, or the female branch. So this is sphagnum. So what happens is that I personally confuse sphagnum with sargassum, right? So sargassum is what? Sargassum is brown algae, whereas sphagnum is what? It is a moss. Okay, let's read ahead. Talking about bryophytes, bryophytes are also called amphibians of the plant kingdom because these plants can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. They usually occur in damp, humid, shaded localities, and they play an important role in plant succession and on bare rocks and soil. So they are amphibians of plant kingdom because they can live in soil, but despite of that, they are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. Where do they occur? They occur in damp and humid places and shaded localities. Okay, and they are important for plant succession on bare rocks. Plant succession in bare rocks means when a rock is bare, which means no plant is growing upon it. So these bryophytes, they help plants to grow upon those rocks or barren soil. So that is what bryophyte does. Plant body of bryophyte is more differentiated as that of algae. It is thallus-like and prostrate or erect and is attached to the substratum by a unicellular or multicellular rhizoid. The lack of true root, stem or leaves. They may possess root-like, leaf-like, stem-like structures. The main plant body of bryophyte is haploid. It produces gametes, hence they are called gametophyte. The sex organs of bryophytes are multicellular. The male sex organ is called antheridium. They produce biflagellated antherozoites. Female sex organs in archegonium, which is flask-shaped and produces a single egg. The antherozoites are released into water where they come in contact with the archegonium, and the antherozoites fuses with the egg to form the zygote. So what all did we learn? That the plant body of bryophyte is more differentiated as that of algae. As we move further in classification, we notice that the organisms are becoming more advanced. So therefore, since bryophyte comes later to algae, therefore it is more differentiated when it comes to the plant body. The plant body is thallus-like, not thallus but thallus-like. It is prostrate or erect. It is attached to the substratum with unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. The rhizoids that we saw in the diagram, they can be of both nature. The lack of true root, so they lack true roots. True roots, stem and leaves are absent, but root-like, leaf-like and stem-like structures are present. The main plant body is haploid and produces gametes. Okay, and therefore this is known as gametophyte. Sex organs, if we talk about, they are multicellular, and the male sex organ is known as antheridium, and the male sex organ antheridium produces biflagellated antherozoites. And the female sex organ archegonium, which is flask shaped, produces single egg. Okay, the antherozoites are released into water and come in contact with the archegonium. Okay, and the antherozoites diffuses with the egg and the zygote is formed. The zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately and produces multicellular body called the sporophyte. Okay, the sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it. Some cells of the sporophyte, they undergo reduction division, which is meiosis, and produces haploid spores. The spores germinate to gametophyte. Bryophytes are in general of little economical importance, but some mosses provide food for herbaceous mammals, plants and other animals. Species of sphagnum, a moss, provide peat that have long been used as fuel and packing material for transshipment of living material because of their capacity to hold water. Mosses, along with lichens, are the first organisms to colonize the rocks, hence are called of great ecological importance. They decompose rocks, making the substrate suitable for growth of higher plants. Since mosses form dense mat on the soil, they reduce the impact of falling rain and prevent the soil erosion. The bryophyte are divided into riverwort and mosses. The riverwort, they usually grow in moist, shady habitats and such as banks of streams, marshy ground, damp soil, bark of tree and deep into the woods. The plant body of riverwort is thalloid, not thalloid-like but thalloid. Example, Marchantia. The thallus is dorsiventral and closely appressed to the substrate. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in 2 rows and stem-like structure. The asexual reproduction in liverwort takes place by fragmentation of the thalli or by formation of specialized structure called gammae, singular gamma. The gammae are green multicellular asexual buds which develop in small receptacles called gamma cups, which we saw in the diagram, located on the thalli. The gammae becomes detached from the plant body and germinate into new individual. During sexual reproduction, male and female sex organs are produced either on the same or different thalli. The sporophyte is differentiated into foot seta capsule. After meiosis, spores are produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to form free living gametophyte. Let's learn about mosses now. The predominant stage of life cycle of moss is of gametophyte, which consists of two stages. The first stage is called protonema stage, which develop directly from the spore, and it is a creeping green branched and frequently filamentous stage. The second stage is the leafy stage, which develops from the secondary protonema as a lateral bud. They consist of upright, slender, spirally arranged leaves. They are attached to the soil with a multicellular branched rhizoid. Thus, this stage, which is the leafy stage, is the one that contains the sex organs. Vegetative reproduction in moss is by fragmentation and budding in the secondary protonema. In sexual reproduction, the sex organs Synthredia archegonia is produced at the apex of the leafy shoot. After fertilization, the zygote develops into sporophyte consisting of foot, seta, and capsule. The sporophyte of the moss is more elaborate than that of the liverwort. The capsule contains spores, and the spores are formed after meiosis. The mosses have an elaboration could be seen in the spore dispersal as compared to liverworts. Common examples of mosses are Funaria, Polytrichum, and Sphagnum. Okay, to be very honest, this is like the fourth time that I'm reading this. As you can clearly see, this has been highlighted already, and trust me, before this I had done a proper explanation of what this is and what all confusions do I come across as far as learning example is concerned, but this is like the fifth time that I'm recording this, and I hope it gets recorded this time, because before, for 4 times, the recording stopped midway. I'm not sure, guys, if let's say I find that this video recording thing is not helping me, or maybe is causing me is causing a lag in my preparation, I may not continue this, but let's see how does it work out. But since it was my 5th time, therefore I'm a little tired reading the same thing all over again. Therefore you must have found that I read it really quick. But yeah, I suppose that is what this YouTube thing is all about. But let's see, I hope it does not affect my preparation, and I hope this is like the first and last time when this has happened to me. Okay, I'll read beyond this in the next video, because we have learned it, because I read it for five times now. Anyway, good luck to you all. I will see you in the next video, and we'll continue with pteridophytes.